Okay, what's up, guys? This is Marc Augustine here. And before we get into today's video, this video is brought to you by the Dropship Masterclass and Ecom Sniper. If you want to get the Dropship Masterclass at 50% off, follow the link in the description and use the coupon code FIRST100. What the Dropship Masterclass is a full eBay dropshipping course teaching you everything you need to know about eBay dropshipping. And it also gives you a month free of the Ecom Sniper software. So go check out that link in the description, and I'll see you in the group chat. All right, Sammy. So you want to introduce yourself really quickly, and then let's get into the video.
Yeah. So hi, my name is Sammy. I've been dropshipping on eBay for around 7 years at this point, and just happy to be here, man.
So what are we looking at here, Sammy?
Yeah, so right now we can check our total sales on eBay right now. So in the last 90 days, we're getting near to our $6,000 mark. Yesterday we did $83 in sales, so that was kind of one of our lower days. And today we started off the day strong. It's around 11:20 a.m. and we did $104 in sales. So we can kind of look through some of the sales that we got. So these are some of the items that we sold yesterday. So we have about 4 items in queue that haven't been shipped out, and we can see that our total profit so far on this account is $1,510, $1,510, and that does not include the items of today. So let's go ahead and list some items, and we're going to talk about priming the account in a second. So the first thing we always do if we want to go ahead and prime the account is to go ahead, sorry, not prime the account, to find some listings for our account is to go ahead and scan a seller. So I've already scanned a seller, and I'm not gonna go through, I'm not gonna do it here but we can see this is like our new interface, right? You press extract, the same thing, and then we have a new interface. You're able to go ahead and filter by a sale that happened within the last 10, 15, 30 days or whatever. Like if I want to get all the sales that happened within the last 5 days, we can do that. You know what I mean? So these are all the items that sold within the last 3 days. And then we also have a new feature that's going to go ahead and help us let us know to find how many times this item sold in the last 30 days. So if I say items that sold for the last 50 times in the last 30 days, we're able to see that. So I've already scanned this guy, so I'm going to go ahead and just grab all the items that sold, I guess minimum, let me go 20 times. So I have 32 results. We're just going to try something, an experiment on this account. And then we can kind of go into the next account, yeah? So open up Product Hunter. So I loaded 32 results. I'm going to get 10 items per result. And I'm going to search them one by one on Amazon. So what I do to make sure that I get, like an accurate understanding if like my experiments work is I just go ahead and I change the watermark on my images. You know what I mean, Mark?
Yeah, so when you see it sell, you could tell which period the item was listed from, which activity, and then when it sells on a new watermark.
Exactly. So anything in the future that has this watermark is gonna be an item that was listed with the filter of like total sold. Like for example, we can see that these small ones were items that were listed recently, and you can see this small one, it was listed recently. And I believe the technique that we used at the time was to go ahead and just everything that's sold in the last recently, and then we went ahead and used a minimum filter, like
We use a
minimum, like
reviews.
a maximum reviews.
Yeah, we use it because I remember the punching bag was one of the items that did not have a lot of reviews.
Right, exactly. So that's what we did. We just went ahead and made a maximum reviews of like, I think it was like 30 or whatever, to make sure that our items are very unique. And you can see that they sold. So that's cool. It works. But how much it sold, I feel like we need a stronger sample size and data. Like realistically, everything works. It's just about finding what works best. But for everybody watching, um, experiments are good, but the 80-20 rule is always going to come down to if you need sales to just list more items. Because in the end of the day, everything works. We're just tweaking and adding things just to make that process like maybe like we have like a like 20% success rate. We're trying to get it to 25, trying to get to 30, and etc. You know what I mean, Mark?
Yeah, yeah. Because we are listing a lot, so a
Yeah,
lot of just with quantity we should be selling, but this is about tweaking and making every part of the process a little better.
exactly, exactly. So we went ahead and we found with 32 results, we found 270 items. And remember, these are 270 items of things that sold very well. Like these are niches that sold like 50, 60 times in the last 30 days. So we went ahead and found like 10 variations for each of those niches to see if we can like get some sales into that. So I'm gonna press export, copy all the links, and then I'm gonna go to into the bulk lister. We're just gonna launch it and then we'll hop on to the next account. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna put it in and then we can press launch. So these are all items once again that we only used 32 leads inside the product hunter, and then we went ahead and found 10 different results for each of those leads, yeah. And now it's gonna go through all of the links and then post whatever is available. Yeah, I think we saw this item right here. Like
Yeah,
these items are selling.
yeah.
These items are selling. Yeah. All right. So let's hop on to the next account. We can kind of talk about that. Mark, do you want to introduce the topic while I just go set up this account?
Yes, yeah, guys. So what are we going to talk about in this video is about priming the account, setting it up and priming it and getting it ready for drop shipping, because you don't want to take a brand new account and just start listing like crazy on a brand new eBay account.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. If you go ahead and if you go ahead and make a brand new account and you start listing items automatically onto the account, what's going to end up happening is your account most likely will get suspended. Right. And then the reason why is because eBay does not know if you're a good seller or not. And because they don't know if you're a good seller or not, they go ahead and they evaluate you in your first 30, 40 days or whatever. And what happens is, like, we've seen this happen to some of the users in Ecom Sniper. What ended up happening was they went ahead and one person, he didn't go ahead and give like good customer service. He got returns, only one, right? And he had one case that happened and one negative feedback. So what happened was because only that one situation happened, he got a limit of 2 billion selling limits and $2 billion. And then right off the bat, eBay went ahead and throttled him and he gave him 1,000 listings with with I think 25,000
Yeah, they lowered the selling limit immediately.
immediately. Exactly. So that means that you do not want to go ahead and like give eBay any suspicion, right? In the first 30 days, what ends up happening is your account, whenever you make a brand new account, when you list an item onto your account, what happens is eBay says it very clearly. Let me go pull up the course real quick, and then you guys can see that live, yeah. So here is the course, right? And then we can talk and we can pull up eBay's chat transcript and we can kind of read through that. So right over here, this is one of the users, right? Who went ahead and we have a chat transcript that happened with eBay, right? And so what happened was his account, as soon as he listed an item, it got suspended. And so these are the questions that eBay goes in and asks you. And then so it starts off by saying that it seems as a violation was a common process with new accounts like yours. We need to verify your account details. Shall we proceed? Right. And then, the user one of our users, he said, right. And he says, great, let's begin with your email. So he gave his email, he gave his phone number, and then he said, he said that can happen sometimes. In the meantime, could you confirm your home address? And then he went ahead and sent the code. And then eBay started asking questions like, have you been living at your address for 6 years? Right? And the reason they go ahead and ask you this question is because eBay is very particular who they want to get high limits or selling on their platform. They actually do a credit check on you.
Yeah,
Can you believe that?
they do a soft pull to the credit bureaus.
Yeah, that is, imagine how many people don't know that, right? That is what, like, if you're wondering why you get a high limit or not, a lot of it has to depend on how much information they have on you, right? If they can pull a bunch of data from you, from your credit bureau and everything, they know they can come sue you. So that's why they're gonna go ahead and give you a huge limit. So okay, and then so the conversation continues, and then the support. And by the way, this transcript is inside the course, so you can always refer back to it. We put a lot of like these kind of like
Resources.
content resources for you to kind of study and understand how eBay works and prepare you for that. Yeah. And then the support agent asked, you mentioned something about DVDs earlier. How many did you list? And then, like our one of the users from Ecom Sniper, he said, I listed 10 DVDs. And we told him to go ahead and prime the account with DVDs, right? The reason why is when the support agent asks you, what items are you selling? If you say, "Oh, I'm drop shipping from Amazon," there you go, you're finished. They're
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and suspend you from the get go, because this, like, the reason we prime the account is to prepare you for this interaction with eBay, which potentially does happen, may happen. It does happen, so you must prepare for that. And so now they asked eBay, and then he said, I listed 10 DVDs, and then the support agent, they have a lot of information on you, right? They know if you went ahead and opened up multiple accounts already. And then he said, was your account suspended before? He said, no, it was fine until I received an email about the violation. No worries. We verify all new accounts to ensure everything is correct. You've done nothing wrong. This is like, yet. Do you have another account with us? I do, but they're separate because of my different LLCs. So this is how you go ahead and open up multiple accounts. As long as you tell them that, they're separate and they're for like separate companies, eBay does allow that. You can see the response from them. They said, understood. I'm almost done here. You lived at your current address for over 5 years, yes? And then ask their name. And then eBay goes ahead and asks, this is very specific. This is a tricky question. How do you plan on shipping your items? Right? Using a carrier or drop shipping? They specifically, the guy literally said drop shipping to bait him into it. If you went ahead and said you're drop shipping, right? Your account would have been done. But the ecom sniper user said I use FedEx, and then they went ahead and asked him some questions that, like, about that they pulled from the credit bureau. But from this document, we can see, right? This is the actual transcript, right? Like, I have the audio file, right? I'm not gonna put the audio file out there because it's too much editing to kind of blur out the sensitive information, right? But from this, we can see that eBay goes ahead and scrutinizes the account for the first 3 days. Because remember, this guy, right? If we learn from it, I listed 10 DVDs. He didn't list 10 DVDs in one day. He listed like 3 in a day, 3 the next day, 3 the next day, and then the account got suspended. So that means that if you went ahead and you didn't warm up or prime the account with DVDs, books, or whatever the case, what would have ended up happening is 3 days later your account gets suspended, and you don't have, and they're able to tell you if you're drop shipping or not, or right off the bat. So really, the whole point of priming the account is to probe eBay, is to try to get suspended, to get this these verification emails and calls and chats are actually very good, because Once you get past them, you move on to the next phase. But if you start drop shipping from the first day, you're finished. You know what I'm saying, Mark?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally understand.
Yeah, so that I'm just wondering if I was being clear enough because I was kind of going through the chat transcript, right? But just to rephrase everything, right? This is an actual transcript from eBay going ahead and calling one of our users an ecom sniper. Um, so once again, if you eBay goes ahead and suspends account in the first 30 days, let me go ahead and open up the eBay account restriction removal guide, right? We have like a whole document that goes ahead and like prepares you with all the questions that eBay potentially could ask. So these are the questions that eBay asks you. Are you solely selling on the platform? What items do you intend to sell? Monthly sales volume? Do you possess the books? You know, like we have discovered many of the questions, right? So when inside the course, right, is a very comprehensive guide to opening up the accounts and making sure that you're able to go ahead and sustain them after opening them up, right? There is a warm-up process. You can't just be like making an account and starting drop shipping right off the bat. That doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like, Mark, can you tell me a little bit about your Amazon experience? I feel like it's like the same thing.
With Amazon, there's a velocity review that comes up. So you have to sell slowly in the
Right.
first month or two before you scale.
Exactly.
On eBay,
Exactly.
it's something similar. You prime the account with books or DVDs or sorry,
Exactly.
something of that nature. And then you have once you get past kind of eBay is scrutinizing your account, then you start drop shipping. On Amazon, it's something relatively similar, but you get started with books, but it's usually you sell a lot less in the beginning and then you scale.
Right. Right. And we can see on this account right over here, if we go ahead to our listings, you can see that we primed this account, right? We started listing on this account like I don't know, it's been like 4 or 5 days or 6 days, but you can see that we listed books. We always start off the account by listing like books or something that um
So
like is not gonna that
it's not drop shipping related.
right, exactly. And so if we get on a call with eBay or whatever, we're able to go ahead and have a good story, very consistent, and that process will be smooth. And how many items should you prime your account every day? I would say a good number is 10. We didn't do 10 on this account. Um, we did 6, but we did it over the course of a few days. But you ideally list 10 books a day for 3 days, and your account should be primed and ready to go. And then yeah, you can start the process over there. So what I'm gonna do for this account is I'm just gonna go ahead and like list a couple of items. For the first day, I'm not gonna list too many items from the very beginning. I'm just gonna go ahead and check my business policies to make sure everything is set up. Nice. And regarding setting up the account, you can always go refer back to the course. We have like a whole instruction about like it's very comprehensive. You know what I mean? Like as long as you guys are following everything to the T, because you don't want to reinvent the wheel. There's no time for that. Like figuring out this stuff, like time is money, right?
Yeah, and
And
you
if
don't want
you're
to make any mistakes that is unnecessarily avoided.
right, exactly, your name, your SSN number, all that stuff, that because eBay does pull a credit check on you, right? So what that means is like it is not a simple process to just open up multiple eBay accounts, right? You want to go ahead and preserve like your SSN numbers and all that stuff and do things the right way. And when you do that the right way, you know, these resources you have, you're not burning them from through experimentation. This business, the only thing that we have as an advantage is our knowledge. You know what I mean? It's not the same as like going ahead and finding like a deal online, and let's say somebody sold you a bunch of iPhones for like 50 cents each. That doesn't take any brain power or anything to make money with that. You know what I mean? You can make all the mistakes you want, If you have 1,000 iPhones and you bought them 50 cents each, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're
you
gonna
make
be
money.
successful no matter what. Exactly. The only thing we have in this business that is allowing us to make money, is we don't have any discounts like going ahead and like those getting iPhones 50 cents. All we have is our knowledge. So if you want to be successful with eBay dropshipping, you must understand eBay dropshipping. You must understand eBay, right? There is a cost for going ahead and being able to go and make money online with zero upfront cost. You have zero upfront cost, but what your cost really is like you're paying with it with the knowledge that you have. So there is a balance. If you want to make money online for free, it takes way more knowledge, right? I think we can all attest to that, right? Like let's say you have like $1 million, right? If you're investing into with $1 million, your money makes money for you. So it doesn't require you to think or anything like that. You know what I'm saying, Mark?
I mean, it does require you to think, but not as much as if you're starting a business just based on knowledge and information.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not saying like that you have $1 million, you just throw it in random investments. But I'm saying the research is much less. Like if you're doing like let's say like you're buying real estate or something, right? Like those are very low risk. Like they're very stress free. They're very forgiving if you have money.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because we are in this like we're basically doing something for absolute free. Like eBay dropshipping to start is like it doesn't really cost anything. The barrier to entry into this business model is incredibly low, right? So that means that not only are you going ahead and competing with like other drop shippers, you're competing with all of eBay customers and etc. And for you to be able to have an edge over here, because let's say you find a great supplier in China, right? And your items are like 50 cents, like 50% cheaper than everybody else's. Even if you have a crappy title, things are gonna start selling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't require you to have like any in-depth knowledge or whatever. If you have you're because you're leveraging, your supplier to go ahead and have like that great deal to go ahead and get sales. But
And
if
guys,
you are start
let me just talk about this listing really quickly because sorry to cut you off.
no problem.
Um, I generally do not list seasonal items. Like I generally do not list like Halloween items and so on. But because this is a brand new account and it's going into Halloween, that's the one reason why we're listing it. Because these items
Yeah.
is a good item to prime the account, is a good item to get quick sales, selling like let's say Halloween or Christmas items. But I generally sell evergreen items that would sell all year round.
Yeah, no, it's a great idea. It's a great idea. And let's go ahead and find some of those items. Like this, I listed this item to kind of like, yeah, like since it was a season, like I just put some of these items out there. But the way we usually find items is always through kind of the product hunter, anyways. I think we should be ready to like offload as much work as we can to like the software. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and scan a couple guys, and then let's go and then we can run that product hunter. So I'm gonna go ahead and not use any therapy because we got rate limited. I'm gonna press extract, and then we should see that 213 titles loaded up. Let's go ahead and scan one more guy. Maybe this guy. Okay, he only has two sold, two results. So let me go ahead and scan the next guy. And then I'm gonna go to filter all the titles that we went ahead and extracted. And then last one. Oh, nothing. Okay, so we went ahead and extracted 326 titles. Let's go ahead and press filter, and these are all the results. I, I I'm gonna get all these items that sold, and let's see how many sold in the last 5 days. Hmm. Okay, let's go see 14 days. Let's see 20 days. Actually, let's go with 14 days for now. We can just list some more items tomorrow.
Yeah.
So this is a new filter. You just scan whoever you want, and then you can kind of grab. You can put in how many days you want it to sort, and you can sort all the results like this. So these are all the items that sold in the last 7 days. Okay. So we have I think I'll put last 14 days. I'll press export, copy your clipboard. So the user interface this time around is a little different, but it's a lot easier to work with though. All right, so copy, import, allow. Okay, cool. Those are all our titles. Let's put minimum use to 0 for now, maximum price to. Okay, so we talked about the pricing before, and we know that the cheaper items sell better on a brand new account. So let's stay consistent to that and just focus on getting some sales right now to build up some feedback and traction. So I'm putting a maximum price of $25 just so that I get like the cheaper items first, because I don't have any confidence like those higher ticket items are going to sell at this moment on this account. It could, but I wouldn't. I'd like, we're building an account from zero feedback. So we should have like very little resistance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these items have extremely high reviews. I think since it's a brand new account, I think we'll be fine. Yeah. So we are getting 2 items per search term. So we should end up getting around like 120 items. And then we'll just throw that into bulk lister. And then we can kind of see Chike's account. So it went ahead and we're in position 27 out of 270. I guess we can kind of like just give a conclusion to about priming the account, yeah? So if you want to go ahead and if you make an eBay account, make sure you go ahead and prime your account. And by that, it means to go ahead and list books, DVDs, or whatever items that you have that, and the purpose for that, and you do this for 3 days, and the purpose behind that is because eBay goes ahead and suspends brand new accounts. And when they suspend your account, and most likely you will be suspended, everybody gets suspended, right? Especially if you're opening up multiple accounts, right? You want to be able to go ahead and have a narrative, a story to go ahead and share with them so that your account can get unsuspended. But if you go ahead and you list drop shipped items and you tell them you sell books, they're looking at your account, right? That doesn't make any sense. Like, why the hell you wouldn't, you know what I mean? You got to be consistent with your story.
Yeah.
That's the reason we go ahead and prime the account. So, and the formula for this, 3 days, you go ahead and post 10 books each. Don't do books. Like, we are doing books. We already done the priming stage. Find something else, right? Just find a niche.
Yeah, you could
Right?
do DVDs, you could do
Phone
phone
cases,
cases.
cups.
If you're starting now, you could do Halloween products immediately.
Right. And whatever you do not save any pictures from Amazon. Like,
Yes.
make sure that whenever you're getting a picture, you're going ahead and taking a screenshot of it or something like that. All right, so we went ahead and finished the product hunting on this, and let's go ahead and open up the bulk lister. Let's go ahead and paste it inside the bulk lister. Copy all links. Okay, cool. There we go. And then let's go ahead and open up 4 threads. Press list, and then yeah, I think that wraps it up for today. This is a brand new account. We're starting another account. Make sure you guys are like having 5 accounts, 3 accounts to make a a normal living. 1 account is for a side hustle, and anywhere beyond that is where you're gonna see the real money. So make sure you always run multiple accounts, guys. Yeah, I think
Okay,
that's it for
guys.
me, Marc.
So yeah, so like the video, subscribe. I mean, thanks for your time, Sammy, and the president on Prime accounts. If you guys have any questions, put that in the comment section and we'll get back to you. Have a good one.
Have a good one.